Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Colette Clothing and today I'll be teaching you guys how I made this beautiful kaftan bubu dress with stylish v-neck. It will be a cutting and sewing video tutorial and it's beginner friendly. So if you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Let's start. I folded my fabric into four, and because I'll be cutting the back and the front together, and I make my starting line. So from my starting line I measured my full length measurement. That is where I want the gown to be, and my full length measurement is 38. So I measured 38 from my starting line. All your measurement will be from your starting line. So I connect the lines together. I'm sorry the video is not that clear, but if you pay attention you will see what I'm doing. So I folded the remaining part inwards because I'll be using lining for this. So the one I folded inside will be to the lining part. So, and normally you don't have to put lining to this style, but my fabric is not that strong, so I want to put my lining. Well, if you are using like a very good quality akara, you don't have to put lining, or you can still put lining if you want to. So I'm just trying to check if my full length measurement is correct. So I measured my shoulder measurement on my starting line and marked it. Then the remaining part I'll use it as my sleeve measurement because this is cut together with the sleeve. Then from that starting line I measured my hip point, like my shoulder to hip measurement, which is 24 inches. My shoulder to hip is 24. Then I marked it there and use my ruler and connect it. On the hip line I measured my hip measurement divided by 4. My hip divided by 4 is 8.75. My hip is 35. And depending on how wide you want your bubble to be, for me I added 4 extra inch on my hip line. You can add more than 4 or lesser, but 4 is okay for me. Then I marked that same measurement to I marked it. Then I measured from the starting line. I measured 10 inch. 10 inch is my bust point measurement, and that's where my sleeve curve is going to start from. And I took the same my hip measurement plus 4 extra inches on the hemming, on the down part also. So I will use that same hip measurement plus 4 inch on all the measurements. So I connect it to the 10 inches I marked earlier, then I curved it. So that will be serve as my sleeve, as my armhole curve. So my neck width is, I measured 2.5, then 1 inch down, neck depth of 1 inch. If you are not using lining, you will measure 3 inches. I measured 2.5 because when turning it to the lining, I will still take half inch to turn the neck line. So I cut the neck, then I'm cutting off the remaining, like I cut through the starting line. So I'm cutting the, just because the sleeve is not equal, I'm just trimming some parts so that it will be equal. I'm cutting the armhole curve. So this is it. I'm done cutting. So the next thing is to, so I measured the length of the lining. Note it starts from where the edge of the remaining fabric. I started there and I measure how long my lining will be. Then I open it up, as you can see. So then front neckline and the back neckline will not be the same. The front neckline is the V, that's stylish V neckline. So from the center front, okay, from the shoulder, I measured 8 inches. Then from the center front, I measured half inch. If you are not using lining, measure 1 inch. But because I'm using lining, I measured half inch because when turning it, I'll use half inch to turn it, and it will make it 1 inches. So I measured from that half inch I measured earlier, I connect it to the initial neck width. Just the front. We are only doing this for the front. As you can see, I opened the back. The back is different. I'm done with the back neckline because it's high. So this is it. I'm done measuring. Then I cut. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm sorry my camera is not at the center. but just look carefully, you will see what I'm doing. I'm done cutting it. This is what it looks like inside. I'm sorry it's not showing properly, but I hope you can see what I'm doing. So I've gone ahead and cut the lining and join it. You can see the area that I showed you guys earlier, the lining area. I've done the neckline with half inch, and also the shoulder. I've done the shoulder also. After turning both the front and back, you join the shoulder. Then you measure round the neck. Measure from the front to the back and then to the front. Like you measure round the neck, both the front and back. And then you cut on the plain fabric. You cut about 4 inches wide and more than the length of the neck you measured earlier. Then because you are going to fold the 4 inches, when you fold it, it will be 2 inches. You iron it. So after ironing, you sew it round the neckline, right side facing right side. Then you cut the remaining. So this is it. I'm done sewing it round the neckline. As you can see, I did not sew it to the center front. So I'll just fold 2 of them to the center, and that's it. So I went ahead and I cut out a square. Here you will have to choose any shape you want. So I cut out 11 inches by 11 inches. It is a square. It is 11 by 11. It's 12 by 12 actually. It's 12 inches by 12 inches. So I'm just measuring it to make sure it's equal on both sides. Um, so I'll be folding half inch round, but before that I want it to have a shape, like a slant shape at the edge, at one edge. That's the shape I want it to be. You can choose to leave it that way, or you can choose to give it another shape you want to. So I measured 3 inches down and 3 inches upwards. Then I fold it and cut it off to give me the shape I want. 3 inches and 3 inches the other side. And after I folded it inside and cut it off. So this is it. And I've ironed half inch inwards so that it will be easy for me to stitch it down. So I placed it where the neckline stopped. I used the design to cover the rough edge at the end of the neckline. Then I will stitch it round the shaped design. So I'm just going to use office pin to hold it in a place so that it will not move from where I want it to be. So after here I've stitched it down. I'm just going to use my pressing iron to press it so that it will be very neat. After that, turn it to the wrong side and sew with 1 inch allowance, and your bubu dress is ready. See how it looks very beautiful and neat. So if you find this video very helpful, please like, comment and subscribe to my channel. God bless you as you do so. Thank you.